I'm gonna put the record. All right, so I'm gonna start afresh. All right, guys. Good evening, every one of you. You're welcome to another DCX mentorship program hosted by Kelvin Ogaga. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to all my amazing coaches, Coach Judah, I see you, Coach Ife Lua, Coach Oyindamola, Coach Maxwell, Coach Emmanuel, and the rest that are coming on board soon. All right, shout out to every one of you. You guys make this work. You guys make this thing stick. Shout out to every one of you also that are learning the blue strategy. And now, in turn, even sending trade ideas to the group. You guys are making people make money too. So shout out to every one of you. You know yourself. I appreciate every one of you. So thank you so much. So let's go. Hey, if you need to share this link with one or two people you want to do that as soon as possible because we're about to talk about something I strongly believe would help every one of you. But before that, I want to, do a let you guys know what happened in the month of August. What we just finishing, right? What we just came out from. It was a month of blues, and the trade ideas we called out. The trade ideas. Not this was not even individual trade ideas, right? Individual trade ideas was called out, but we didn't calculate this. This was just the one that I called out. Any of the coaches, the ones we said, yeah, people should go in on this. And we looked at it and we started doing the calculation from August 1st to 30th of August. And we found out that in BTC we were able to book over 10,000 pips. ETH we did 7,004. And XRP we did 1,850. And funny enough is that because we didn't really call out too many XRP trades, we were just focused on BTC and ETH. Guys, guess what? Um, so many people were even trading forex pairs, the blue Friday, they were trading indices. It was just very amazing, amazing month. September promises to be good. Started the flex with the bank with 6 to 700 pips. BTC and ETH already. XRP did 200 pips. Has just been crazy, but and we are going, we keep going, every day. So now let's go to where let's go to what we want to do today, trading psychology, and you're going to always hear this all the time, and I need you to pay attention. All right, I hope you all have your notes and your pen. Take out, you write down what you're going to be learning today because we're going to be talking about real life stuff, things that and how we can apply some certain things that can really help every one of you. Okay. You're gonna hear this. For you to be successful in trading, trading is 90 to 95% mindset. Skill set is like 10 to 10, 5 to 10, skill set. 10% skill set, 10 to 5% skill set. Then the real thing is trading psychology. Is the mindset. Is how you able to come back from a defeat? How are you able to take a loss? How are you able to manage your emotions? That is where people struggle the most. Trading. I can tell people, blue strategy is the most simplest thing you can learn over time. All right, you can learn it within a month, and you're good. But guess what? Trading psychology, you can't even stop learning. You have to continue continuous, endless education. It's you putting yourself in check every single time. One of my mentors said, the moment you start feeling comfortable, the market is gonna humble you. Trading psychology. You can't ever have that feeling that I'm arrived. I figured this shit out. Nah, you haven't. I see some people after 1 month of trading successfully. Oh, coach, we are able to I made a lot of money this month. I think I figured it out. I say, hey, hold up. You haven't yet. You have a long way to go. All right, because at the end of the day, you're good. When you start feeling that kind of way, like you figure something out, you stop doing some necessary things you need to do. And that would bring you back to zero. And then you have to go over again. There are some people because of just one single loss, they never traded again. They never traded again. All right, so let's go through one of the things I'm going to be talking about. And I wrote it down. I said, pain teaches you more than pleasure. You need to understand that pain teaches you more than pleasure. So you guys like, what do you mean, Kelvin? Yeah, true, true, true. Failure teaches you more than success. All right, adversity teaches you more than comfort, and that's something you need to know. And if you want to really be good at this, you need to understand that you will have to take a lot of pain. You have to fail. You have to fail. You just like someone like who's born baby. You have to fall. You're gonna fall a whole lot. Until you now learn how to do it properly. And then adversity will come. There's sometimes that it's not your fault. It's not the strategy. Nothing. It's just adversity. It's just something happened. The market happened. And boom, you have to. So my mentor would say you have to find a way to be uncomfortable, for you to be comfortable in being uncomfortable. And that's how it has to work because that's the only way growth comes from. That's only where growth comes from. You say a generation, a strong generation, was better off from suffering, was better off of a whole lot of things that have to solve. But then, you know, because everything is good, the next generation becomes very weak. And guess what happens? They're gonna make a whole lot of things terrible. And what will happen? The next generation that solves that, they becomes very strong. But see, if you really want to be so you need to be able to deal with pain. You need to be able to face it. You need to be able to accept failure and move forward. So for those of you, some of you that are here that you've experienced your failures in trading, in life, whatever. Hey, you gotta take some lessons out of those things and move forward. You gotta take some lessons and move forward. One of the things again here says you have to face your pain and mistakes head on. You can't run away from it. If you really want to be successful at this game, you have to, face it. Accept those mistakes, accept those corrections, and face it head on. And obviously, you need a process and a system to track where you're going, wrong, and create actionable steps. And that's what I want to do today for you guys. All right. I want to give you guys a process and a system that can help you track what you do when you do something wrong, and then create an actionable steps, something that you can follow, just like we did last time, you know, something that you can follow and you can now improve on. Because you're going to improve, but then you need to know what you're doing wrong all the time. Some of you need to know what you're doing wrong all the time. So a simple but powerful process that you can implement right now is, all right, I'm going to start with this three questions. I want you to write this down. Oh shit, I think I did not. Okay. All right, let's go. I want you to write it down. What, why, and how. All right. I want you guys to write that down. What, why, and how. So the first thing is you want to say, what's the problem? To find this out, you need to first be aware of the problem. You need to have that awareness of the problem. You need to know what's the problem? What's my problem? All right. What's my problem? What's the problem? And this is where generally, when you write things down and tracking when your mistakes, tracking your mistakes and triggers. What triggers me. You have to start writing them down. You have to start tracking them. You have to start knowing those things that you do unconsciously. So whenever you just do it, you have to pause. Okay, I need to write this thing down, then go over it. So that's what's the problem. Once you get that, why do you have it? Why do you have that problem? And this is really deep, all right? This is when you need to go deeper into your belief system. Some of you, obviously, we talked about, something like this last time. Some of you have really, really bad belief system, you know, and then obviously you're going to find out, where they came from. You know, uh, for example, it could have originated from your family, major life experiences. There are some people that whenever they face challenges, they just run. That's literally what they do. It's a pattern. And guess what? It's gonna happen to you in trading. You will never be successful in trading because you're gonna face challenges. So when why do I have it? Why would I pack up? Why do I leave this? Why do I, is it a pattern? Is it something that you naturally do? Whenever there's something stuff, you just okay, nah, relationship stuff, you just say, nah, trading is gonna affect you too. All right, because you're gonna give up so easily. All right. So if you know the what, you know the why, now how can I stop it? Now is the time for you to be creative. How can I stop it from affecting, your trading? How can I stop it from affecting your trading? How can I stop it from affecting my trading? Then those are things. So the what, the why, and then the how. How makes you now? How is what makes you now? You're able to solve those things that you're able to figure out. Oh, these are my challenges. These are things that I've learned from myself. I tell people that you see trading is like is a reflexive process because you're able to study yourself and correct some things that are not right. Correct some things that are not right. If you really want to be successful at this, so now there are two ways that I like to call the counter methods, which are the physical blocking and mental reframing. All right. So you have two things you want to do that can counter, and help you counter, how you get yourself into those challenges. And there are physical blocking and mental, reframing. So the physical block, this is what it sounds like. You create a method to physically remove you from that trigger. So what you have to create a physical, create a method rather that physically removes you from that trigger. So what, for example, this could be literally be closing your laptop, for a set of period to prevent you from messing with the trade. So you're literally doing something that is removing you away from from something that you would naturally do. Some of you when there's a trade running, you know, you're looking at it, you're like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? Maybe you have to just close your system. Maybe you just have, off your phone. And this also goes back to making sure that you're doing the right thing. The last time I said, when you are able to know that you're not trading with your life savings, you're not trading you're trading with money you can afford to lose. You. Then still there, some people still don't allow those things to happen because they are not attached to their trading. They are still trying to end close the trade when the trade has not even played out, or not. Their emotion is now controlling them. Some people just start pressing buy, because the market is coming down. You click, hey, why don't you do something that can take it, that can help you at that moment? Maybe close your system, close your phone, switch it off. Check out, check. Take probably turn it off maybe 1 hour, 3 hours later. So you have to figure out how you can remove yourself from that action that you want to take immediately. So that's like the physical blocking. So mental framework, this is where you work on the emotion to be able to refrain in the moment to prevent that trigger. All right. And it has to do with mindset a lot. But with understanding that evidence, let me say, but with understanding and evidence against why it is not serving you best interest, you can then begin to implement action steps to prevent them from self sabotaging you in real time. All right. Some of you probably would have to go and read this again. But I want to be sure that you guys are following me. If you're following me, put a 7 in the chat box. Put a 7 in the chat box if you guys are following me. Put a 7 in the chat box. Let me be sure that you guys are following everything I'm saying here. Put a 7. All right, good. I can see some 7. Oh, I see somebody right here. Oh, shit. All right, I see somebody. Somebody's on the call right now. All right, good. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. All right, so let's see. Using this method greatly impacts your trading and help you fix whatever problem you're facing. All right. If you can, change, what you feel, if you can, reframe yourself from doing some certain things, I can assure you that this will help your trading game. All right. This will help you stop self sabotaging yourself. You know, and this has happened to me before. You know, a whole lot when I think like I'm trying to do something, but because it's not going my way. I try to I try to you know just keep doing something that is even killing my account the more. What do I mean? I'm supposed to enter a trade for a buy, and the market is coming down. I feel like okay, if this market is gonna still buy, why don't I just buy again and buy again and buy? You see, so one of the things I know that okay, anytime I promise myself, whenever I feel like buying a market when I already bought already, a market is not going my way, I'm just gonna close my system. I'm just gonna close my phone. So sometimes someone says, "Coach, what's up? Are you looking at?" Nah, I'm looking at anything until what happens on that trade account. I'm not gonna go there. So those are some things you have to do. To help yourself. These are some few things you have to do to really, really help yourself. From self sabotaging. And I think another experience again I would like to share is um another experience I'd like to share is when you know I think again it has to do with the mindset again. When you feel like so many things just happening right, you see if you don't feel right, do not trade. All right, if you don't feel right, please do not trade. When a whole lot is happening to you, something's happening, or like life issues. Let me use that word, life issues. Don't try to go into the market. I'm telling you, it kind of just really way messes up with everything that you've been doing. Another thing again is revenge trading. We hear that a lot. Revenge trading. You took a loss. Instead of you to relax and calm down, you want to go make the money back. Hey, guess what? You're gonna go and give that money to them the more. You're gonna go give more money back to the market. You know. All right. So one of the things I tell my people is that have a trading plan. All right. But guess what? Don't be fixed to that trading plan. Don't it's not a do or die affair. It's just for it to guide you, for it to stop you. But if you're not making it, if if you see a market and you instead of you so some people say this is what some people say, I made $10, but I'm supposed to make $20, so I have to go back to the market. Hey, that day gave you $10, be grateful. Be grateful. Say, okay, I'll go again. Because the next day you could go and make maybe $30 and you make the $10 you lost, you didn't make the previous day and $20 you're supposed to make a day and you're good to go. But what if you went back into the market again and the $10 you made, you now lost $30. So now you're one step backward. So don't feel like if you have a plan, don't feel like it's the most you do and that I must no coach, I want to make I must. Hey, the market doesn't work that way. Whatever the market gives you, you have to be grateful enough to take and be grateful for that day and thankful and say, okay, I'm gonna go to the next day. All right, I'm gonna take that. I'm ready for the next day. And guess what, guys? That's literally all the steps I think I wrote down to give you guys today. All right, that's the step I wrote down to give you guys today. I don't think I will say that again. Yeah, so you guys can follow the video. Yeah, post a whole lot of amazing stuff. We're learning a whole lot from him. Uh, so yeah, I think that's it, guys. For this stuff I wrote down to post on YouTube and share with you guys. If you find this very very good, put some eight in the chat box. Find this very interesting and and helpful, put some eight in the chat box.